Coming up on 6 a.m. Thank you for being with us this morning on THV 11, streaming on THV 11 Plus. I'm Karen Fuller.
I'm Hayden Balgavy. Happy Wednesday morning, everybody. Meteorologist Tracy Bean back with us, and King Charles, not the only king in the building so far here in the U.S. Ashley King with us this morning, breaking down your traffic as well. We'll, of course, hear from the monarch coming up a little bit later, but you are my true monarch, Ashley King.
Yeah, thank you.
Well,
the king of traffic.
Yeah, we're going to have an easier day for you, I think.
Oh, good.
Fingers crossed, for sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Usually when the weather is nicer, that's the way traffic goes.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, don't get distracted by that beautiful sunrise out there because it is nice. We've got a lot of clouds, but things are kind of peeking through, and it's a nice little colors out there.
Awesome.
All right, well, let's take a look at your much calmer day. Look at that start. Really nice out there. We are seeing the first light there. We've still got a little while before our official sunrise. As we are heading out, we are going to start to see a nice day ahead, a bit cooler. Sunrise around 6:20, so about 20 minutes away, and sunset at 7:53. And it's 62 in central Arkansas. We've got that humidity around 86%, but that northerly breeze is making things feel very nice, around 9 miles per hour. But we could see some gusts around 20 to 25 today. So those highs are going to be anywhere from the 60s, and we've got some low 70s as well. That boundary made its way through the state, and it's stalled out down south, and so it's going to give a bit of unsettled weather later this afternoon, and we could see a few storms popping up. And again, those are bottom two rows of counties, but not looking for anything severe. We are going to see maybe a little heavy rain, but we're still wanting all the rain that we can get. Of course, we did get a good bit as we were last week or so. It feels like we've had severe weather days almost every day, but today, not going to worry about that. All that has pushed off again to the east, and we've got a bit more settled weather headed our way. So good news there, but we did have quite a few of those areas where we saw either tornadoes or we saw the winds beginning to topple over some trees and power lines. But Ashley, I think today is going to be a much calmer day. We're not going to see any of this on that radar today, so I'm happy about that. So how's traffic this morning?
Tracy, traffic looks good so far. It's super early, so we're not seeing any issues on the roads. We're seeing a beautiful sunrise, though. We're looking at downtown Little Rock right now. You can barely see the state capitol to the left-hand side. In the fall and the winter, you can see it a lot better when there are no leaves on the trees. But it's just peeking up right there above the tree line when you're looking at Interstate 630 here. So things are looking good so far, as you can see with our live traffic map. But we'll check this again here in just a little while.
North Little Rock police have now identified the man killed in a shooting Monday evening, and investigators say the search for a suspect is still underway. Officers responded around 6:30 Monday night to reports of gunfire in the 1500 block of West 20th Street near Frank Witkowski Park. They found 32-year-old Charles Dolphus with a gunshot wound and pronounced him dead at the scene. A person of interest was questioned and later released. Now the case is with the prosecutor as detectives continue searching for answers. Anyone with any information should contact North Little Rock Police. Reality TV personalities Joseph Duggar and his wife Kendra have now pleaded not guilty to multiple child endangerment and false imprisonment charges here in the state. Their attorney entered the plea on Monday, and the couple is scheduled to appear in court once again on August 10th. Now, police arrested the pair in March after an investigation in Taneytown. Joseph Duggar is also facing separate child molestation charges in Florida, with his next hearing in that case set for May 18th.
A developing story out of Benton this morning. The city council votes down a proposal to build a private Christian school after a public meeting. City leaders rejected a rezoning request Monday night for property located across from the future Buc-ee's site in Benton. The land was bought last year by a company called Jesus Plus Nothing LLC, and they plan to open the private school there. Supporters said the school would give families another education option, while Benton public school leaders raised questions about lost enrollment and reduced tax revenue tied to the development.
When land is developed into residential, apartments, businesses, that increases local tax base and strengthens school funding. Schools, including private schools, do not pay property taxes. So that type of development does not contribute in the same way.
And after about an hour of discussion and public comment, the council voted 5-3 to deny the request, leaving the future of the school, the proposed school, uncertain. And another school district dealing with a major issue this morning after a shocking announcement at the Pine Bluff School Board meeting. District leaders say a cyber criminal or criminals stole $3.2 million through a phishing email scam. The FBI is now investigating the theft, and our own Maya Ellison has been following the developing details of how it happened.
In the interest of transparency, I want to inform our community of a serious cybersecurity incident that impacted the Pine Bluff School District.
Pine Bluff School District Superintendent Dr. Jennifer Barbary is breaking her silence after a cyber attack that cost the district millions. According to district officials, the incident happened back in December. In a statement, and now confirmed during a board meeting, officials say a wire transfer of more than $3.2 million was processed for what staff believe was a legitimate invoice tied to construction of the new Pine Bluff High School.
The company had sent the invoice for construction services rendered, but the company had not requested the invoice to be paid via a wire transfer.
Instead, officials say hackers gained access to a district email account and inserted fraudulent wiring instructions into what appeared to be a normal email thread, a type of scam known as a business email compromise.
Fraudulent wiring instructions were later introduced in the same email thread through a phishing scheme designed to closely mimic authentic communications.
The district says that's when leaders contacted the FBI and its banking institution, launching a federal investigation.
We were directed to maintain strict confidentiality. Sharing details publicly at this time could have been compromised the investigation and potentially hindered efforts to recover the funds by law enforcement.
I stopped by the district's administrative center. District leaders declined an on-camera interview, citing the ongoing investigation. I also reached out to East Harding Construction, the company connected to the project. So far, we have not received a response. Now, district officials say they expect to recover a substantial portion of the money as the investigation nears completion.
Just last week, we were encouraged that within the next 2 weeks, the recovery of funds would be available, would be back in our bank.
But questions still remain.
That we couldn't know as a board.
I was told not to speak about it,
Leave it to the board.
that it would be compromised, because at the time we didn't know where the money was and who did it. And we still don't know who did it.
And district officials say new safeguards have been put in place to prevent future cyber attacks. In Pine Bluff, Maya Ellison, THV 11 News.
6:06 this morning. Former FBI Director James Comey facing new federal charges today after the DOJ says a social media post amounted to a threat against President Donald Trump. Legal experts say the case could become a major test of free speech protections. Now, a federal grand jury indicted Comey on 2 counts tied to a now deleted social media post that showed seashells arranged in the numbers 8647, which prosecutors argue signaled a threat against the president. Investigators say he knowingly sent that message across state lines. Comey denies wrongdoing and says he will fight the charges. Legal analysts say the case could ultimately shape how courts interpret symbolic speech under the First Amendment. King Charles and Queen Camilla are in New York City today to honor the victims of the September 11th attacks, following a high-profile visit to Washington, D.C. That included a state dinner and an address to Congress. The royal couple will lay a wreath at the World Trade Center site and meet with families of victims and first responders as the nation approaches the 25th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks.
We stood with you then, and we stand with you now in solemn remembrance of a day that shall never be forgotten.
On Tuesday, President Trump hosted the King and Queen at the White House with a formal military ceremony and state dinner. King Charles also addressed Congress, becoming only the second British monarch to do so, highlighting cooperation between the U.S. and the U.K.'s special relationship, while hinting at recent tensions over Russia's war with Ukraine, trade, and the U.S. war with Iran.
Here at home, let's check in with meteorologist Tracy Bean and see what's on the table for the weather today. Tracy?
Well, it's nice and quiet. We won't have to keep weather at the forefront today, which will be nice. You can go about all the other things that we've been trying to do the last few days, but maybe rain has stalled you out on that. We are going to see mostly cloudy skies today, a little sunshine. We've got some beautiful sunrises out there this morning, and those highs will be in the low 70s. A bit of a northerly breeze, gusting around 20 miles per hour, give or take. And for your Thursday, starting out with a bit more sun, still seeing that northerly flow, a little bit more cloud covers. We're heading into the afternoon. Now today and tomorrow we could see a few scattered showers and storms in southern Arkansas, not looking for it to be severe. And Friday we will see a little bit of rain here in central Arkansas, but the weekend's looking absolutely beautiful.